And welcome to match 21 of the second season of the Dream 11 Spice T10 tournament. What a beautiful shot we have coming off from the Grand Mall Fontenoy area. We can see the tanks of the Grenada Electricity Company there, the electricity generating plant. Quite a beautiful day here it is in St. George's, Grenada, for the continuation of the 2022 season of the Dream 11 Spice T10 tournament as we come over the Kirani James Athletic Stadium into the National Cricket Stadium. We can see the Grenada Football Association headquarters there in the background. So too is Queen's background too, the Wesley College and the River Road area. And now what you're taking in on the screen, quite a picturesque location. Here we don't have down here in St. George's in the River Road at Dabo area. Now we span over to the cemetery there, my alma mater, the Presentation Brothers College, St. Louis REC Girls School, the St. Joseph Convent, and you have a look over now of downtown St. George's on this beautiful Thursday, the Thursday before Good Friday, spanning now into the Carnage, and you can see experience the beauty of the capital city that is St. George, the port, the Port Louis Marina, and in the background now we'll see the wide strip of the famous Grandins Beach. Quite a beautiful little city, capital city St. George's is, and we're encouraging you wherever you are to come on down to Grenada, spend some time here, enjoy the warm hospitality of our people, the beautiful sights and scenes, and it's all set. The stage is set for another magnificent day of cricket as we get back now into the National Cricket Stadium where we get set for match 21 in season 2 of the Dream 11 Spice T10 tournament. Cinnamon Pacers, they're up against the Ginger Generals. Just gonna allow you to take in a minute there the beautiful sights as we get closer into the National Stadium. Excellent footage there by the team at TNR Communications. So the entire team, congratulations on what has been a magnificent performance throughout the series so far. The camera work, the production, the graphics, everything has been on point, and commendations cannot be shot in given to the team at TNR Communications, and take a bow, gentlemen, for the excellent work that you have done in bringing the sights and scenes of this tournament into the homes and devices of fans and spectators and supporters all across the globe. So that is the where we are stationed here in St. George's, Grenada, just on the outskirts of the capital city of St. George, and you can see the beautiful National Cricket Stadium. It's all its splendor as we get set for the first match on this beautiful Thursday here at the National Cricket Stadium. So momentarily we're going to go down to the toss, which was conducted earlier on in the day, where we'll hear from the captains and their thoughts leading into match number 21. Welcome to the toss for match number 21 in the second season of the Dream 11 Spice T10 tournament. This match features 6th place Cinnamon Pacers versus 3rd place Ginger Generals. We are ready for the toss. We have with us the match referee, Mr. Carl Felix, and the two captains for this game, Mike Narayan, the home captain from Cinnamon Pacers, and the standing captain at the toss, Kimani Milias. Mr. Match referee, it's over to you. The call is ahead by Kimani Milias, and it is a tail. Cinnamon Pacers have won the toss. Mike and Ryan, the six match you guys in the tournament. What will be the decision of the Pacers?
First of all, on the tongue, the Almighty for being here, we're going to have the ball first.
All right, your batsmen, I guess, we can see have been struggling a bit in the tournament, hoping that they can come good in the second half of the match.
Yes, of course. We're looking, bowlers doing well so far last 3 games. So I think we're going to bowl and defend and restrict them as low as possible. I think we batters going to have enough time to chase down the runs.
With the opportunity close, so you guys to enter the top 4, I'm sure it's going to be a big match for you guys, looking to see if you can finish the group stage strongly.
Yes, we're still going playing higher cricket, playing for pride. So I'm still looking to get our 2 points in today's games.
All right, well, Michael, we want to wish you and Cinnamon all the best at this encounter.
Thank you.
All right, Kimani, standing captain losing the toss. Maybe next to bat first. What are your thoughts?
I would have liked to bowl first, but nonetheless, we have to do what we have to do and do it well.
You see, the top three has been in prolific form lately. Yourself, you and Jeremiah, the fellow opener, Captain Roland Cato has been quite good. I'm sure you guys will be expecting you all to put in another similar performance batting first.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The guys have been batting very well, especially the top three. We have been complementing each other very well. So it's just a matter of continuing to execute our plans.
All right. With that said, what total you think might be a good one you guys would feel comfortable defending later on?
It's a nice wicket, so I say 125 on the board. Our bowlers will defend it.
All right, well, Kimani, all the best to you guys for this match and the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
All right, so that was the toss. Just to recap, Cinnamon Pacers, they've won the toss and they've asked Ginger Generals to have first knock. And welcome back. As you'd have heard there in the middle, toss won by Cinnamon Pacers. They have a confident Mike and Ryan. I'm still optimistic that his team can put in one final good performance here in the group stage of the tournament. Cinnamon Pacers winning the toss and asking the Ginger Generals to bat. As we take a look at the lineup for both teams, Cinnamon Pacers, they are led by Mike and Ryan. They include the likes of Shion Andrew, Alec Athenes, Jamie Buddy, Junior Cyrus, Bijan Embleton, Javin Hazard, Deron Hippolyte, Desmond Maloney, Jonathan Taylor, and Deshanti Thomas. Left out for the Cinnamon Pacers today is Tate Carmichael and Chad Charles. The Ginger Generals, their outfit is led by Roland Cato, includes Reynold Charles, Samuel Charles, Larry Edward, Denroy Charles, Johan Jeremiah, Daniel MacDonald, Kimani Milius, Akimo Peters, Nicholas Redhead, and Javel St. Paul. Left out for the Ginger Generals, they've left out Lyndon Mason and Adrian Thomas. So the Cinnamon Pacers winning the toss has asked Ginger Generals to bat first. John Eugene, Ginger Generals need to continue to winning in order to wrap up a top two spots, and they would have to come good with the bat to see if they can maintain that good run they've had in the tournament so far.
Yeah, good morning, Kerry, and good morning to all listeners. Yeah, Ginger Generals have had a good run so far, and they would want to continue. Milius and Joan Jeremiah and the captain Cato has been batting well, and Ginger Generals looking to finish on maximum 8 points to secure a top two spot.
Yes, as we see Jeremiah, as you have alluded to him earlier on, he's the second leading run scorer. He's on 193 runs, 17 runs behind Kavim Hodge, who tops the table. Also on the list is Roland Cato with 137 runs in position number 5. And the seventh leading run scorer, Kimani Milius, 129, is also in on the charts. And it's really good indication for a team's performances when you have three batsmen in the top 10 run score in a tournament. It says that the top three or the batting has been able to deliver so far for the team.
Yeah, if you look at Ginger Generals, they have been scoring 100 plus regular, and I'm no surprised that Keto, Jeremiah, and Melius are in the top five batters.
Yes, and I think the key now would be for the Ginger Generals is that the middle and the lower order to step up if by any chance that the top three of the Ginger Generals is not able to fire in this match or in future matches to come. Because we'd have seen the same story multiple times in previous tournaments, that you have a couple of batsmen or one batsman would have done so well in matches leading up to a knockout match, and it just takes one or two bad performances and everything goes unravel. So they want to make sure that the likes of Daniel MacDonald, Larry Edward, Denroy Charles, and Kimo Peters and others are able to make a contribution with the bat when called upon, or not necessarily leave it to the top three batsmen, 1, 2, 3 in the order.
Yeah, this is a familiar story, whereas the top batters seems to have the tendency to not fire in the important matches. So yes, the players like Larry Edwards and McDonald, and the rest, would relish an opportunity, especially today, to get a knock in.
Yes, and looking at the bowling of the Ginger Generals, they also have bowlers in the top 10 bowlers in the tournament. Second among the wickets is Reynold Charles. He's picked up 10 wickets at 10.01 average, 10.01 economical. Yes, he has been a bit on the expensive side, but in T10 cricket, you don't mind giving up a few runs when you have a bowler that can pick up wicket quite regularly for you.
Yes, definitely. You need bowlers like Charles who comes in and make the crucial breakthrough and setting the opposition back. Charles really has had a decent season.
Yes, and the lineup of the generals, the bowling attack is one that is sort of heavy in comes into spin. We'd have seen they'd have utilized a number of spinning options in the tournament. And Larry Edward, who has quite frequently opened the bowling. You have also Denroy Charles, a recent entry into the team. He would have replaced one of the injured players. Um,
Kenneth Demba.
no. He would
Yeah.
have replaced Keon George.
Keon
Demba
George.
is the Saffron Strikers.
Right.
So he's another spinning option. Then you have Kimo Peters and Donald McDonald. So at any point in time, the captain has 4 or 5 options with the spin bowling options so he can call upon, while St. Paul and Nicholas Redhead is the options he has with the piece. But you can see he's deciding to go, Ginger Journals deciding to go a heavy spin attack, and so far it has paid off for them.
Yeah, Larry Edwards and Charles and the remainder of the spinners seems to be the ones doing the bulk of the bowling for Ginger Generals. I think Nicholas Redhead who has all his own as a fast bowler and St. Paul. So all in all, a decent bowling unit. And it's no surprise that Ginger Generals with the all-round performances that they have had so far, sitting pretty on the points table.
Yes, Ginger Generals, they're in third on 8 points. 2 victories will take them up to 12 points. And we just going to probably feature the opponent a bit. I don't want us to be accused here of being speaking so much of the Ginger Generals that we don't have some time to speak of the Cinnamon Pacers. And the Pacers here in match 21, it has been a team that has struggled with the bat through the tournament, and they would have batted on 6 occasions in the tournament. 7 occasions in the tournament with 6 scores under 80 and just 1 score above 80, which was the lone match they won against the Clove Challengers, when they were able to which was the only match they won. So Cinnamon Pacers struggle with the bat, would really want to come good in this final match.
Yes, players like Maloney and they have been, just a bit disappointing in this tournament. But Alec Atanaz and Hazard has really put up their hands for the Cinnamon Pacers, and they have really struggled throughout the tournament. The Cinnamon Pacers.
Yeah, so we can also see that bowling, credit to them. I think the bowlers have come good in the recent matches. They performed against the 2 matches they've had against Nutmeg Warriors. You could have seen they really, they were fighting unit there. The bowlers are coming good. Jonathan Taylor has been quite impressive. So too Buddy, and they have been 2 good options with the ball, but I think it would really depend on the batting if they can get a score on the board, or if they can chase down a score, which the bowlers had limited teams to see if they can register a victory. We just want to take the opportunity to give you some update on an incident which we all witnessed yesterday. Andre Fletcher, he would have been struck in the area of the head by a lifting delivery there from Darius Martin. That was early in the matchup. I believe that was the second over of the match, where Fletcher would have gone down in the second ball. And we just want to update you on the conditions of Andre Fletcher. He was checked out by the medical team last evening, and he was discharged. He would have, from all indications, he will be out of the tournament. We say he'll be out of the tournament, and he has been limited to by the medical professionals in what he can do for the next 2 weeks ahead. So we will not be seeing Andre Fletcher for the remainder of the Spice Isle T10 tournament season 2. But I can tell you that he is here at the ground early this morning. He came in just a few minutes ago while we are making our way up to the commentary booth, and he seems to be in good spirit. He still has the neck brace on, just maybe as a precautionary measure, but we can tell you that he's on the rebound, and just keep being kept under observation. And John Eugene, certainly a good sight to see Fletcher at the ground this morning.
Yes, I think it's a relief for all of us concerned. Andre Fletcher, I saw him myself. I had a quick chat with him, and he has good spirits. He's still waiting diagnostics, and he'll as soon as the results come, we're hoping that everything goes well with Andre Fletcher.
Yeah, certainly a fighter there, the Spice Man, and will be disappointed that he's not able to continue battle with his warriors, lead his warriors into battle for the other matches of the tournament. But I think they'll be in good hands with the leadership of Daryl Cyrus and quite a few experienced blokes there in the lineup. The likes of Kieran Kotoy, vice captain of the Winwards team, and I don't think they can ask for a better two to lead them for the rest of the tournament. And we can tell you though that Andre Fletcher being out of the tournament, he's being replaced by a very experienced player both at the T10 format and a regional cricket. Do you think we should hold that back, or should we let the fans know who is going to be the replacement of Andrew Fletcher in the tournament?
I think we should wait. We should just wait, and we should hold on for when the Nutmeg Warriors are playing.
That's right, that's right. So we're going to hold on the information a bit, but we can tell you that there has been a replacement player for Fletcher approved, and he will be announced. It will be announced shortly. So as we get set to start the action here for match 21 in the second season of the Spice Isle T10 tournament, you can see the openers are out there in the middle. Kimani Milias, right-handed batsman, and also his non-strike partner, Johan Jeremiah, left-handed, complements each other quite well. And though John Eugene, two good stroke players, we can see that one doesn't necessarily overshadow the other. They know when to allow one to go on, when to hold back and give one the strike and so forth. And they've been batting well together as a pair.
Yes, definitely. I believe this pair has been the outstanding opening pair for the tournament. Kimani Melius and Johan Jeremiah. They always seems to bat well and communicate well. Which is key, and they complement each other.
Yes, it's two players that would have played quite a number of cricket against and with each other, coming through the age groups at the under 15s and the under 19s would have played Grenada versus St. Lucia in those tournaments. You would have had quite a front row seat as the coach of the under 15 team for many years to see those youngsters in competition, then graduating on to the under 17s, then the under 19s of the Windward Islands. Kimani Milios going on to captain the West Indies under 19 team at previous World Cup, Youth World Cup, and Johan Jeremiah looking to establish himself within the Grenada and crack into the Windward Islands setup. So two quality young batsmen, and it's really good to see them playing together for the same team. And they have provided quite a treat to the viewers so far in the tournament. It's going to be Jonathan Taylor to take up the action from the double end to bowl to Milias, and to this one Milias goes back, stabs it down to the wide third man, where Deshaunte Thomas, that's Jamie Buddy, comes off the boundary and does the fielding. So one run to Milias, he's off the mark, brings Johan Jeremiah into strike.
Yes, a good delivery by Taylor. Milias just running this one down to third man and collecting an easy single, and he's off the mark. And just going back a little bit to about these players who are coming through the age group, it's really good to see these boys. They have really served Winwood Islands cricket at the age group level, and migrating into the Volcano setup. So it's the Winwood Islands cricket, to me, it's in good hands.
The
We
future
just
is quite bright.
yes, the Eugene.
And normally sometimes we all know of the challenges that you'd have these players doing quite well at the under 15s, 17s, and the under 19 levels, and then there's these issues we find in transitioning to from the under 19s to the senior cricket, and now having a program such as the franchise system where we have, even though we have those who are 15 players contracted, as we see Taylor into bowl to Jeremiah. Jeremiah gets one, squared him up a bit, plays onto the offside, and Taylor, long athletic strides, attempts to do the fielding on the offside. Yes, John, just going back to the point that having the franchise system now allows these the territories in the region to even pull in, rope in players who are outside of the 15 contracted players, so they can give them much further attention. So at the end of the day, instead of just working with 15 or so, sometimes based on how things go, and we've seen with the best of the best we've had here in the Windwards a cup earlier this season, late last year and around July last year, that a number of players get the opportunity to get the expert advice of the franchise coaching team. As we see Taylor, this one goes back there. Milius edges down to third man, but he does well to stop it with his boot. Milius coming back for a second run. He's going to get in, beats the throw, 2 runs to Milius. Good run in there between the pair of Milius and Jeremiah, and Milius moves on by 3 and a total 4 without loss. And Eugene, the franchise system has certainly been a plus to the development of cricket such as ours in the Windward Islands.
Yes, it certainly makes a difference when players, contracted players, and also other players could come in into the professional setup. It's a really good initiative, and kudos to the West Indies board.
Yes, as we see, Taylor once again. Milius gets across the line, whips that on over long on, wideish long on for 6. He got across the line, picked it up well, and with a flick of the wrist, that ball went sailing over wide long on. Excellent shot there by Kimani Milius, scoring his first 6 of the innings.
Yes, a magnificent shot there by Milius, getting across, improvising really, and finding the width on the length and to get under this one, and helping himself to 6, a very good shot.
Yeah, that flick of the wrist was there, a la Andre Fletcher, with his trademark no look hit there. Here, Milius getting across the line, getting across to that one and playing it quite well, as Taylor gets this time delivers up a short wide one there. Milius looking to hit over the backward point area, is not able to connect, and probably a missed opportunity there from Milius to pick up some more runs.
Yes, bowler Taylor really coming through the delivery, and the wicketkeeper collecting this one just over his shoulder, and Milius looking to ace uppercut, just misses, and the ball goes through to the keeper.
Yeah, good bounce there from Taylor, as he needs once more to bowl to Milius. Milius goes back to a rising delivery, plays it down to third man, but he once again in the over gets across and does a fielding. So one more run to Milius. He moves on to 10, and after the first over, the Ginger Generals, they're 11th without loss.
Yes, a steady start by the Ginger Generals, just 11 runs, but they have done well so far.
Yeah, I think it was a good over all around. You could see that the extra bounce, had Milius there on a couple of occasions, and played a good shot over wide long on. And I think it was a good bit of cricket there, and quite encouragingly for Jonathan Taylor. He's been known to spray the ball wide off the off stump for a couple of occasions in his spell, but so far no wides in his first over. Must be feeling happy with that aspect of the over.
Yes, Taylor bowling a decent over. Kimani Milius improvising and hitting one for 6, but generally it was a good over, in consistent line.
Yeah, as we see, it's going to be Jamie Buddy. Shorter and more stockier than Jonathan Taylor, who opened the attack from the northern end. Buddy, a bowler who tends to skid the ball a bit, will be bowling to Kimani Milius, as umpire Butler is looking to get the attention of one of the ground staff. I think he'll be thinking that seems that a couple of markers are missing from the 30-yard circle. We can see here at the northern end there's a big gap between 2 of the markers, and it's also replicated on the southern end of the ground. So just trying to probably get it positioned correctly, the 30-yard markers.
Yeah, there's certainly an issue with the markers. Probably somebody moved the markers.
Yes, I think yesterday was it the same pitch they played on yesterday. It was it was the same wicket, so it was not a situation of moving from one pitch over to the next one, and they're looking to see if they can probably get a marker to find that plug that gap there between what is the stumps and wide mid on. The ground staff Kevin Holas, he's on the field, providing some advice to the umpire and the fielding team. I think it should normally what I think could be confusing too is that because they use two different wickets, if you go on the field you realize that there are two marks that is used to indicate which of the 30 which is a 30-yard circle. There is a blue mark and then there is a blue mark with paint and also a white one. So they're just trying to make sure that they all line up with the all blues or all whites.
Yeah, I think somebody didn't do the job this morning because
Yeah, they seem to have gotten it all sorted out now and
yeah.
are ready to roll. Is Jamie Buddy, a former national under 19 cricketer, would have also represented the Windward Islands in on the 19 West Indies on the 19 tournament, and here he's now playing for the Cinnamon Pacers. He's in to bowl to Milius to this delivery. Milius looking to go forward, sort of half-heartedly as he allow the ball comes onto him, hits the bat, and goes onto the outside there. And I think both Milius and Buddy, they would have been part of that Windwards on the 19 team a couple of seasons ago.
Yes, Jimmy Buddy has come to the ranks of under 19 cricketer and serving Windows Island cricket well.
Yeah, Buddy's in once again. This time Milius goes across the line. Big appeal for LBW there. Similar as you'd have seen in the previous over, looking to attack the bowler and get hit in that one over mid on, mid off. You could have seen that one tailed in a bit and it was much fuller in length. And Milius was not able to make connection with the bat.
Yes, Kimani Meli is going outside the off stump. Clearly been struck outside the off stump and just looking to whip the ball in the vacant mid-wicket square leg area.
Yes, two fielders back for Milius, his third man, and the fielder back on the cover boundary. And Milius gets one wrapped on the pad. Big appeal for LBW. He's given out LBW. Kimani Milius looking to work it on the leg side. That one came into him. He missed it. Playing around that straight delivery there. And he goes, as we see the replay now, delivery hit on just, oh my goodness, that man fixing a pipe. John Eugene could not have been more plumb than that. Excellent start there from Jamie Buddy. Has Kimani Milius walking back to the pavilion for 10, and in the second over the Ginger Generals they're 11 for 1.
Yes, Milius just missing a straight delivery there by Buddy and looking to turn this delivery towards leg and just completely missing a straight delivery, and umpire Butler had no hesitation. A good strike there by Jamie Buddy for the Cinnamon Pacers.
Yes, that's a big blow there, as we'd have spoken of the performance of Milius so far in the tournament. He has been among the leading run scorer. He's currently on 139 runs. Previous innings he was 120. Coming into this match he was 129. A high score of 52 with 150, and brings to the crease the captain of the Ginger Generals, Roland Cato, who is in one position behind Milius on this table and 2 runs behind Milius with 137. As Buddy, he's in and bowls to Cato. Cato gets a full pitch delivery, which he squirts down to third man for a single. And so far, good over there from Jamie Buddy, looking to bowl a full line, attacking the stumps, and he has gotten great reward so far.
Jamie Buddy just squaring up Roland Cato with this delivery. Jamie Buddy seems to be moving the ball both ways, and it's good to see.
Yeah, as a batsman who would have done it for St. Lucia and for the Windward Islands. When the ball is moving around and the bowler has a tendency to move the ball both ways, I'm sure it provides an additional level of difficulties and a greater challenge.
Definitely a bit of a challenge for the batsman. Once the bowler has the ability to move the ball both ways, it creates doubt. It also creates the sometimes the error.
As we see, it's going to be a change in the line of attack from Buddy. coming around the wicket to the left-handed Johan Jeremiah, and he's in, and to this delivery, angling into Jeremiah, played a bit awkwardly onto the onside, where the keeper comes behind the stumps to do the fielding, and may not be express space, but you can see he's just getting enough bounce out of that wicket to have the batsman being kept honest.
Yes, this delivery from Jimmy Buddy really coming back sharply into Johan Jeremiah, and he had to use all his skill to get his delivery out.
Yeah, as for the final delivery of the second over, but he's in a short delivery. Jeremiah gets inside of the line, whips it down to a long leg for 4. Excellent shot there from Jeremiah. Picked up the length quite early, and he was able to dispatch that behind square on the onside for 4. So he goes on by 4-5, and after 2 overs, the Ginger Generals, they're 16 for 1.
A badly line delivery there by Jimmy Buddy after an excellent 5 deliveries. And Johan Jeremiah will not miss out on this delivery down leg side and just help himself over square leg for 4. 16 for 2. A decent start by the Ginger Generals.
Yeah, decent, going at 8 runs and over, losing Kimani Milius in the process, as is it going to be Taylor to bowl his second on the trot? It seems it's going to be Taylor, bowling now to the captain of the Ginger Generals, Roland Cato. He would want to put in a big score because, though they believe they have already qualified for the knockout stages of the tournament, they will be looking to see if they can wrap up one of the top 2 spots. One of the spots is still up for grabs, as we know. Nutmeg Warriors, they have clinched one of the top 2 spots already, as this bowled him! Half-hearted push there from Roland Cato, and you could have heard the ball hitting the stumps there through the stumps, Mike, and it was certainly one which was, as we see the delivery there, straight delivery. He hang the bat out there, inside edge onto the stumps, and it's certainly a dream start so far for the Saffron Cinnamon Pacers, dismissing Roland Cato for 1. They have the Ginger Generals at 16 for 2 in over number 3.
Roland Cato, not much movement there of his feet, and just stood in one direction, and the hands push out, and the ball hitting the inside edge of the bat and ricocheting onto the stumps. 16 for 2, a good blow by Taylor.
Yes, it's certainly a dream start. They've gotten 2 of the 3 most dangerous batsmen in the Ginger Generals lineup. Into the crease now is number 71. That is Daniel McDonald. Quite an accomplished cricketer here at the local circuit. Would have represented Grenada also at the age group level, and he would be having the pressure on his back now to see if he can forge a partnership with his mate Johan Jeremiah to sort of bring some restoration to the innings of the Ginger Generals. And so far, the full line of the bowlers employed by the Cinnamon Pacers is paying off so far. As it's going to be the fields being set for the left-hander. Third man is in position, and we see mid-wicket in position. Immediately, mid-wicket being installed for McDonald, who favors hitting to that side of the ground. As a ring of 3 fielders on the offside, backward point, extra cover in position. Taylor is in there, and McDonald gets hit on the pads. Looking to play it on the inside there, and you can see the movement there from the bowlers they're extracting is finding so far the Ginger Generals are finding it difficult to navigate against some good bowling from both Taylor and Buddy.
Yes, a good start by Taylor and Buddy for this Cinnamon Pacers, keeping the batsmen of the Ginger Generals quite quiet.
Taylor is in once more and bowls to McDonald again, looking for that big expensive drive, an opportunity for a run out. Oh my goodness, missed there, the direct hit. He missed with the direct hit, Jamie Buddy in square leg, as the batsman just looking to hit on the offside there. The run out there, and I think John Eugene had that hit. May have been an interesting decision there to be made by umpire Butler in square leg.
Yes, Jamie Buddy have only one stump to aim at, and unfortunately he missed. I think Johan Jeremiah would have been run out.
Yes, as Taylor in once more to bowl to Jeremiah. Jeremiah goes back, opens the face down to third man. Deshante Thomas does the fielding. So 1 run to the total. Jeremiah is on 6. McDonald is on 1. Both Jeremiah and McDonald, both residents of the biggest parish in Grenada, St. Andrew. So they have played quite a bit of cricket together representing St. Andrew at the various levels. And now they are here battling together for the Ginger Generals to see if they can bring partnership to the inning. Taylor is in, full delivery, driven down the ground, where Sheon Andrew does the fielding. And we can see certainly a great deal of a movement there from Taylor. And I think, we'd have seen him bowl well in the recent matches, but I think these 2 overs has to be right up there with some of the best 2 overs he'd have bowled in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely bowled a decent line and length this morning.
Yes, and with the final delivery there, Taylor is in and bowls to McDonald. McDonald looking for that big hit down the ground, beats the outside edge into the gloves of wicketkeeper Hazard. So at the end of a successful over from Taylor, 1 conceding 3 runs and picking up the wicket of the captain Roland Cato. Ginger Generals, 3 overs bowled. They are 19 for 2.
An excellent over by Taylor, picking up the wicket of Roland Cato, and only just conceding 3 singles in this over, and his 2 overs costing some 14 runs. A good spell this morning by Taylor.
Yes, and I think coming into the tournament, he probably was a bit rusty in the earlier matches. Quite a few wide deliveries, but I think the last 3 or 4 matches he'd have played, he has really been unsung and has been a good servant for his captain when called upon. And he would feel good with his effort today. Two overs, no maiden, 1 for 14. And the Ginger Generals, the free scoring Ginger Generals, who really like to go after the bowling, they are only scoring at 6.33 runs and over. Really full credit there to the bowling unit.
Yes, very good bowling so far by the Cinnamon Pacers.
It's going to be a change of bowling. Off spin, it is of Deron Hippolyte to bowl to Jeremiah, squirted behind the square on the offside, and thinking for a single. So actually, that's McDonald who played that one there, thinking of a single. Jeremiah came charging, but he told Johan to get back into his crease. So no run scored, no danger to the batsmen. And that one, Hippolyte pushes, that McDonald pushes Hippolyte firmly down to the Sheon Andrew at mid-off. So 1 run more to the total. Quite a very young Cinnamon Pacers lineup. We have the youngest player in the tournament. And looking to sweep down the leg side, doesn't make connect. A wide ball, signal wide by umpire Butler. And Bijan Embleton, who is in square leg, he's only 15. And it's really good to see that the youngsters, they are engaged in the tournament. A good delivery there from Hippolyte, which Jeremiah plays in front of him there. So good start there from Deron Hippolyte, conceding 2 runs of the first 3 deliveries in the over. We'll be looking to see if he can continue in that vein. Jeremiah stumped. Big appeal and he's given. Jeremiah looking to advance down the pitch to the off spinner. Deron Hippolyte misses a straight one. Javed Hazard, all he has to do is collect the ball and remove the stumps. Beats the backward attempt by Jeremiah to get back in. And the Cinnamon Pacers, they've picked up the 3 big guns for the Ginger Generals. 21 for 3 in over number 4.
Yes, Jerry, we were talking about that this morning, where the batsmen, the rest of the lower order batsmen for the Ginger Generals have not gotten opportunity because of the heavy scoring of Jeremiah Kito and Melius. But in this occasion, this morning, they have an opportunity to bat.
Yes, and it could, it could be a positive for the Ginger Generals in moving forward because you always do not want to depend on those batsmen who have been scoring through the tournament to do so for you. When at the business stage, because they may come up with as we see today, losing quick wickets, and you'll depend on the other batters in the order to see if they can put in an effort to get their team up to a total or to chase down a total. It's a perfect opportunity now for the likes of Denroy Charles, who is on strike now, to Hippolyte, and Hippolyte is in to bowl to Charles. Charles hits back over the head of the bowler quite firmly, down to the fielder at long on, comes around, does the fielding. So one more to the total. Denroy Charles is off the mark. He's on 1 and brings Daniel McDonald on 3 into strike. Denroy Charles, quite an experienced local cricketer. This one, McDonald pushes firmly to mid-off, where Andrew does the fielding. So a very good start there in the first over from there on Hippolyte. One which conceded 4 runs, but most importantly, picked up the wicket of Johan Jeremiah. And at the end of the power play, Ginger Generals being inserted to bat. They are 23 for 3.
Yes, very good over there by Hippolyte. Just conceding 4 runs and getting the wicket of Johan Jeremiah. So the power play just 23 runs and losing the 3 top batters. I think the Cinnamon Pacers are maybe the happier camp than the Ginger Generals.
Most definitely now, as we see, it's going to be the captain, Michael Narayan, who is going to be bowling his first over number 5. He will be quite happy with the effort of his young team so far. They would have done well in the first 4 overs. Jonathan Taylor, 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 14. Jamie Buddy, 1 over, no maiden, 1 for 5. Darren Hippolyte, 1 over, no maiden, 1 for 4. Has the Ginger General scoring at 5.75 runs and over, as he is in captain Narayan to bowl edge. Thick edge goes, flies down to third man. Deshante Thomas gives chase, is not able to retrieve the ball before it crosses the boundary. Good start there from Michael Narayan. I think that was a genuine edge and not an attempt of the bowler to play down to third man.
Yes, an excellent delivery by Narayan, dragging the batsman forward and taking the outside edge. And luckily for the batsman, this one eluded the keeper and ran down to the third man boundary for 4.
Yes, a good start there from Captain Narayan. The second boundary, it's only the second boundary of the inning, and knowing the Ginger Generals, who really like to get after the attack, 2 boundaries in just 4.1 overs, a good indication of the control the Cinnamon Pacers has had on this inning so far. And this one is pushed down the ground. Alec Athenes stationed at mid-off does the fielding, rifles in the return to keeper Hazard right over the stumps, and it's going to be now Denroy Charles in strike. Alec Athenes, he's not really been among the runs as he would have liked in the tournament. He's gotten a couple of starts and got out, and will be thinking that, hey, here's an opportunity today for me to lead my team to victory. But first, they would have to see if they can keep containing the batters of these Ginger Generals. And hits down the ground. Is straight down the throat of Sheehan Andrew. He's going to take the catch. Easily taken there by Sheehan Andrew. For a moment there, he looked back to see if he was going to step on the ropes there. But the Ginger Generals, they are sliding further. They are 28 for 4. Denroy Charles goes, caught Sheehan Andrew, ball Mike and Narayan. And the Cinnamon Pacers, they will be feeling quite happy with the status of the match at the moment.
Yes, a good blow there by Narayan, picking up the wicket of Charles and taking an easy catch on the long off boundary there.
Sheehan Andrew.
Sheehan Andrews, it's 28 for 4. Ginger Generals have some work to do.
Yes, and for a moment, the way that the Cinnamon Pacers has been catching in the tournament, you really do not feel much confidence as a spectator looking on. They'd have dropped quite a number of catches in the tournament, but that one there was literally straight down the fielder's throat. He didn't have to make a move. The only how he moved was when the impact of the ball pushed him back, but luckily for him, he was far enough away from the ropes. That brings now Samuel Charles, the wicketkeeper batsman from St. David's. Last season, Samuel Charles would have been a member of the victorious Nutmeg Warriors, and this season he was drafted by the Ginger Generals. A little change there, slight adjustment to the field as Narayan is in once again to this time to McDonald, plays to short third man. They go through for a quick single, direct hit, and the cleanup being done by wicketkeeper Hazard. So one more run to McDonald, he moves into double figures, he's on 10, and the Ginger Generals 29 for 4.
Yeah, Kerry, I know you're a man of many talents, and this morning I happened to see you at our training the volcanoes. Are you making a comeback, Kerry? Are you aspiring to play for the volcanoes?
So 29 for 4. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Stevenson. How you doing?
Bad belated morning to you.
I've been at work early, Stevenson.
That's absolutely well done. Here is a delivery, slow delivery that it pushes down to Athenaeus, gets a single. So the over has just been completed. 5 overs gone. We're at the halfway stage. It's 30 for 4.
Yeah, good start by the Cinnamon Pacers, just restricting the Ginger Generals to 30 for 4. Captain Narayan must be quite happy with the work done by the bowlers so far.
Yes, just to let listeners know, those who are concerned about Andrew Fletcher, they in fact spoke with him last night, and it was a really severe blow that he got smack on the neck. And he said that it was the hardest blow and most dangerous blow that he ever got since he's been playing cricket. It was dangerous, collapsed on the ground, and just lost all sense of feeling in the body. It was that dangerous. Here is Hippolyte in now, outside the off stump, lifts that's gone a long way. That's gone clean over the boundary line, and that's 6 runs. It was pitched up, and Charles came forward and lifted it handsomely over long on. It went a long way too, beyond the boundary line, about 20 yards beyond the boundary line, and so he's now gone on to 7, and the total has moved on to 36 for 4. Big hit. Hippolyte once more in and bowls to Charles. Charles is off the back foot and cuts well down to the sweeper position. No, he didn't quite get there. In fact, well intercepted at backward point, but the batsman had time to cross for the single. So one more to Charles, who has now gone on to 8, and the total is pushed on to 37 for 4, brings the left-handed Daniel McDonald into strike. There is a third man, backward point, sweeper right back on the boundary. Extra cover, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, not quite on the boundary, but I think he's still going back. It's going to be as close as possible on the boundary line. Then there is a deep backward square, a deep square leg rather, and a fine leg inside the circle. As Duran Hippolyte, 1 for 11 so far, moves in to bowl to McDonald, who to this delivery is hitting that out to the extra cover. Narayan is under it. Will the catch be taken? Oh no, he hasn't taken the catch. They come back for the second run, and so they get 2. So I think looking up into the sky, you just get the impression that maybe the sun got directly into his eyes, and that may have impeded him. But they got 2.
Let's go.
It's gone to 12, 39 for 4. And then he was running back. It really wasn't a comfortable catch to take. Hippolyte is in now and bowls. He's coming forward and driving the ball out to extra cover. Sweetly timed. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for the second. The return comes into the keeper's end. One thought that maybe the non-striker's end might have been the more appropriate end, because that's the shorter distance. Whatever the case is, I think both batsmen were comfortable. So Generals have gone to 41 for 4. As Hippolyte once more moves in to bowl to McDonald. McDonald is off the back foot and cutting, gets it down to a short third man, gets a comfortable single. So total has moved by 1 to 42, brings the right-handed Charles into strike. He's on 8. Just the one delivery remaining in this over. Hippolyte would move in. Field just changing around to accommodate the right-handed batsman. He's in now and bowls to Charles. Charles is looking to lift that to the deep backward square. Somebody's running back, and the catch is taken. So the catch has been taken there at short fine leg. Deshante Thomas taking the catch. And so Ginger Generals have lost another wicket. They're 42 for 5.
Yes, the good blow there by Hippolyte, picking up the wicket of Charles. Charles looking to go over deep long on, and only succeeded in top edging this one to short fine leg where Deshante Thomas moving backward and taking a smart catch.
Yes, I think he judged it very well and just had to pedal back, so to speak. And in the end, took what turned out to be a simple catch indeed. So the Generals, they're not behaving like Generals today at all, quite frankly. 42 for 5.
Yes, if Larry Edwards coming in, Larry Edwards is no slouch with the bat. Larry Edwards is a decent low order batsman. So the Junior Generals will be hoping that Larry Edwards could put in a good effort there this morning.
Yeah, good effort is needed. I think it's more than a good effort. When you're thinking that it's 42 for 5, you would want an excellent effort. He hasn't had the best tournament though, Larry Edwards. Let's see what they've got for him. There is a third man. There is a point, sweeper, extra cover, long off and long on, right back on the boundary, deep mid wicket. As Micah Narayan moves in now to bowl to Edward. Edward gets one outside the off stump that he comes down hard and it hits the ball down to long off, and Arthanez underarms the return. Batsmen have time to cross for 1, so he's off the mark is Edward, and the total has gone up to 43 for 5. Here is Micah Narayan once more going back to bowl to McDonald this time. He is moving forward now, in and bowls to McDonald, who comes forward and pushes the ball up to mid-off as Arthanez runs in and picks up. The batsmen have time to cross for 1. So Fletcher said it really was a dangerous blow that he got yesterday. And for the first time in his life, we're going to come back to that. A delivery that is driven out to the wideish long off boundary. They're going to come back for the second. They've got to hurry. The return comes in from Arthanez, and they get 1. And now they almost thought they would get the second run there. So 2 more to Edward, to McDonald, beg your pardon, who's gone to 16, is 46 for 5. And he said that was the very first time being struck, and he really felt like he was going to die.
Yeah, I saw. I spoke to Fletcher this morning. He was at the ground, Stevenson. He came in, and yeah, he said
let's go, guys. Come on,
he still has a little some pain in his throat area, which is expected.
Ryan in bowls, full toss that he hits down to mid wicket, gets a comfortable single. So 1 more to Edward, who's now gone on to 4, and the total has gone to 47 for 5. Should be doing a scan today, he told me. Just to the preliminary observation suggests that he was going to be all right. And there's Narayan once more in to bowl to McDonald, who is getting a slow delivery, which I thought he handled very well. Just opened the face of the bat and glided it down to short third man, got a single. Played that rather skillfully. He's moved on to 17. It's now 48 for 5.
McDonald seems to be a well-organized player. Just by looking at his stroke play this morning, coming in after the loss of Kimani and Joan Jeremiah, and he has, looked good so far.
Yeah, he certainly has. Narayan in now to bowl to Larry Edward, who is coming forward, pushes the ball out to extra cover. And the willing go, oh, that's dangerous. He has to run back and just manages to get there. Well, Edward pushed the ball up there to extra cover. McDonald was not interested in the single, and he kept coming, that Edward. And finally, by the time the throw was back to the keeper, he had regained composure and managed to scamper back. So 48 for 5, 7 overs gone. They've got 3 more to go. 6.86 is the current run rate.
Yes, Ginger Generals, not the usual explosive start and the big scoring innings today. They just seems to be pegged back by the Cinnamon Pacers this morning.
Yes, really pegged back. Was no free scoring efforts at all on the part of the Ginger Generals. And they've had quite a task. The Cinnamon Pacers, I thought they've handled themselves very well, made a good account of themselves. So here is Maloney moving in and balls. He hits that down to the deep mid-wicket area, and they will in fact get just a single. That's McDonald. He's now gone on to 18. The total has gone to 49 for 5. The 50 just ahead, and Edward comes into strike. So Maloney is going to come from over the wicket, and he's moving in now to bowl to Edward, who's 49 for 5, over number 8 in progress. He's there now and bowls, and he's looking to pull that down to deep mid wicket. Doesn't make contact, and good call. Very quick response there on the part of McDonald. Saw the opportunity for the single, called him through, and though he was supposed to be going to the danger end, I think he took off very quickly off the mark, and they got a single. 50 now coming up. And here is Maloney, bowls down the leg side, swings that down to the deep backward square position. The return comes in, just a one bounce there to Hazard, and they got one more. So one more to the total has now gone to 51, is it? Yes, Larry Edwards now comes into strike. So Daniel McDonald there, just pushing the ball around them. Both of them are doing the same thing. Maloney bowls way outside the off stump, off the back foot, tucks that down to long on. That's not where he really intended it to go, but there was bottom-handedness in the shot. They get one more to Edwards. Edwards has now gone to 5, and the total has gone to 52 for 5. McDonald now comes into strike. Maloney bowls, and he's stumped him, gone. Well, he was running down the track, advancing, had a big heave-ho at that one, missed everything, and Hazard didn't have to do much, just stay there, and easily took the bails off. I think he was about, maybe about almost 2 feet out of his ground.
Yes, McDonald advancing and the bowler Maloney just dropping it a little wider, and the batsman McDonald completely missing this delivery, and was easy stumping to the wicketkeeper.
Yes, so they've lost another wicket, now 56 for 6. And, did in fact got a call from Reds Pereira this morning. We speak rather regularly. So Reds, if you're listening, good afternoon to you and all the other folk in St. Lucia. John Eugene is here with me and has done a great account of himself. He's done a great job. So I hope that the St. Lucians will think about having him in the commentary booth as regular as possible. You know, he's got his own responsibilities with the Volcanoes, but great guy to be sharing the broadcast booth with. So here is Maloney in, balls outside the off stump, and Kimo Peters looking to glide the ball down to third man, doesn't make contact. So a successful over there by Maloney, getting the prize wicket of Daniel McDonald, stumped by Hazard, and he made 19, is 52 for 6.
Yes, a good over by Maloney. I can assure you, Stevenson, we won't hit the last over of this over by Maloney when the Volcanoes are in training.
I would think.
Yeah, so A good over by Maloney. Just 2 overs remaining. Ginger Generals will be looking for two big overs.
They certainly will. So there is the inaugural Tony Cozier and Reds Pereira 23 and under T6 Regional Cricket Festival, and that's scheduled to bowl off. Well, the tournament is from the 14th to the 18th. Reds Pereira will be going to Barbados tomorrow, God's willing. And the tournament will be held under the theme One Caribbean, One Sport, One People, One Love. I love that. Really love that. So here is Buddy in, balls, and he hits that over the mid wicket area, and the ball drops just in front of the fielder coming in there. They get one. Short delivery outside the off stump, and he tugged that. That's Edward down to the deep mid wicket area, got a single. Total has moved on to 53 for 6. Kimo Peters, the new batsman, now comes in to strike. So the tournament is in fact seeking to honor Joseph Reds Pereira and of course the late Tony Cozier, who were going to come back to that. Here's a delivery that is slanting down the leg side, wide, will be confirmed by the umpire. The total goes on now to 54 for 6. The two greatest commentators in the Caribbean, and I dare say by extension in the world, Reds Pereira, Tony Cozier. So the tournament will be in honor of these two great men who gave great service. And it's all them! Oh, neck and crop, right over. Jamie Buddy beating the swinging blade of Kimo Peters and comprehensively bowled without scoring. And the Ginger Generals, well, they're in serious trouble. They're now 54 for 7. We're in over number 9.
Yeah, Jimmy Buddy, a very good delivery, and Peters nowhere close to this delivery, getting his off stump knocked back.
Yeah, for Jamie Buddy, that was a sweet sound of Willow, leather against Willow, and for the departing soldier, that's Kimo Peters, it was a really sorry song for him. So, just going back to that tournament to be held in Barbados, and Hamilton Lashley, of course, the founder and director of the foundation, will be obviously very delighted. I think he's a former minister of government, and so congratulations to Joseph Reds Pereira and the late, of course, Tony Cozier, who have done such sterling yeoman service to the development of cricket in the region. Both gentlemen, I dare say, impacted my life, and I think they're the reasons, or part of the reason, why I am doing commentary today. So here's Buddy moving in now to bowl to Javel St. Paul, who is outside the off stump, left alone, and Hazard collects behind the stumps.
You would have worked with both Tony Cozier and Reds Pereira, I would think.
I worked with Tony only twice, but I can't count the amount of times I worked with Reds Pereira. Very wonderful gentleman. Here is once more Jamie Buddy moves into St. Paul. St. Paul is hitting that in the air. That's gone a long way. That's a huge hit. 6 runs. Oh, that was big. Came forward St. Paul and he lifted that high and handsome, and it went over the long off boundary, and that's 6 runs. Wonderful way to get off the mark. He's gone to 6. Edward is 6, is 60 for 7.
Yes, a big blow there by St. Paul. Jamie Buddy just missing the mark, and St. Paul need no second invitation and depositing this one over along on.
He almost sent it St. Paul's outside of St. George's. Delivery wide outside the off stump, confirmed as a wide by the umpire. Well, if it were in contrasting direction, I would have said gone to St. Paul, which is more the southeastern end of the country, of this parish. Well, that was heading towards the Dabo.
The Dabo.
Dabo Hills, your hill. He turns once more from the top of his mark. His buddy in now and bowls to St. Paul, who is getting a delivery that pushes him onto the back foot and gets a single, as he just pushed it out to extra cover rather simply and easily. So he's now gone on to 7, brings Edward into strike, who's on 6. He's 62 for 7 as Buddy goes back from the commentary booth end, which is the Darbo end, and he's going to move in now to bowl to Edward, who is driving
Lovely
over
shot.
the extra cover area. That's a fine shot. That's gone to the boundary for 4. Well, he hit that over the infield, and the placement was good, and it went down to the straightish extra cover boundary for 4. Fine shot. So he is now just loosed himself a bit there at Larry Edward. He's gone to 10, is 66 for 7.
Yes, a very good shot by Larry, hitting over extra cover and collecting 4. Jimmy Body just losing the mark in this over, conceding some 12 runs, and just just releasing the pressure a little bit on the Ginger Generals.
Yes, so just going back to that story where Rexburg and Tony Cozy, of course, the tournament named in their honor. So you've got a number of countries: Barbados, the host country, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, St. Kitts, Nevis, Dominica, St. Lucia, Bermuda, Antigua, Bahamas, Cayman Islands, St. Martin, Canada, the United States. All of these countries will be participating in that tournament. Here is a delivery that is St. Paul pushing that up to long off, and will get 2 runs. They might come back for the third 2 if they hurry. No, they've decided against it, so they get 2. It was onto the back foot, and he timed it very well, back past the bowler, and both the long off and long on fielder really had to scurry across to converge and manage to cut it off. So he's now gone on to 10, and the total has gone to 68 for 7. Here once more is Maloney, 1 for 5 so far. It's going to move in now to bowl to St. Paul. Well, the bail seemed to be dislodged, and Hazard is placing it back on, doing the umpire's job.
Helping out.
Helping out. Maloney is in and bowls to St. Paul. St. Paul is hitting that in the air. Somebody's going to take the catch. The keeper goes under it. Hazard takes the catch rather easily. Very early as the ball spiraled in the air, he said, my catch, my catch. And so St. Paul goes caught there by Hazard, the keeper of the bowling of Maloney. Maloney has picked up, no, that Buddy, I beg your pardon. So he's picked up 2 for 19. And the Generals, they have found themselves, that's Maloney, beg your pardon,
2 for 5.
picked up 2 for 5. And the Generals have now really exploded into, or imploded, if you want to put it that way, 68 for 8. And Maloney is going to have some bragging rights, I'm going to tell you that. He's 2 for 5.
Yes, definitely. He'll consider himself to be a top bowler now. Yes.
Certainly will. Yes. Grenada was expected to take part in the tournament, but I think it has to do with the T10 tournament that is being played now, that they don't have a representative team.
So,
yeah. 68 for 8 as Renald Charles has just come out, but there'll be Edmonds taking strike, and outside the off stump looking to heave-ho. That one maybe down to long on, doesn't make contact, and the keeper collecting behind the stump. So still 68 for 8 as Desron Maloney moves in now to bowl to Edward, who is hitting that in the air down to the deep mid-wicket area. Will the catch be taken? Yes, taken, gone. So wickets are falling, and it just seem to be falling apart. Is that Arthurnes down there that took the catch? It looks like so. Ooh, so Larry was just gone, caught down at the deep mid-wicket boundary, right back on the boundary line. Arthurnes had sufficient composure, and Maloney has picked up 3 for 5. It's early days, but he's probably thinking here about the Man of the Match award.
Yeah, I think he took off his shoes and wanted to give it to Larry.
Oh, he did? What a thing.
Yes, but a good blow there by Maloney, picking up the wicket of Larry Edwards. 3 wickets for 5 runs now. Maloney really pulling things good for the Cinnamon Pieces.
So they now plunge into the morass of embarrassment. It's 68 for 9. Here is a delivery outside the off stump, made room outside the off stump, looking to card that over the extra cover area. And there he goes. So they've lost the final wicket down the track and looking to heave that over extra cover. The stump pin done there by Hazard. Who's at 3? Did I get that right? I hope I've gotten that right. He's had a couple of stumps here, so let's see. Yes, that's his third dismissal behind the stump. So he's had a good day behind the wicket. And the Cinnamon Pacers, they've not had a good day at all. They have been dismissed just one short of their 10 overs, 9.5 overs, 68 for 10 wickets, all out, 68 for 10. And the Ginger Generals will be very, very, very displeased with the batting performance here. It really was a dismal display.
Yes, a disappointing display of batting by Ginger Generals. Knowing that they have been one of the teams that has been scoring heavy throughout the tournament, but on this occasion, a very poor performance. But I think the Cinnamon Pacers did a fantastic job in restricting, actually bowling out the Ginger Generals for only 68.
Yes, so they would be very pleased with their performance, and as usual, we will go through the scorecard for you. We have Milias was selected before to Buddy for 10. Jeremiah was stump hazard of the bowling of Hippolyte. He went for 6. And we won't finish the scorecard now. I think we're going to go down to Kerry. Kerry, you've got the superb bowler with you.
Here, Desron Maloney, he has finished with 4 wickets, the first bowler to pick up 4 wickets in the tournament. Desron, first of all, you must be pleased with the bowler's effort restricting a dangerous Ginger Generals batting and up to only to 68.
Yeah, must say well done to the guys to come out and put in such a good performance with the ball, even though we're basically out of the tournament. I mean, the Ginger Generals have been playing good cricket from the start of this tournament. Their batting have been the standout for them, and to restrict them for 69 runs, we must give the bowlers the credit today.
Before we get to your performance, I think we must say a word of your 2 opening bowlers, Jonathan Taylor and Jamie Boddy. They have been bowling well for the last couple of matches, but today they were quite superb.
Yeah, they have been going well for us. Kudos to them. But I think there's always room for improvement, and once you're looking to improve your game, then it can only make you better in the end.
Desmond Maloney, the leading best figures in the tournament, you picked up, what, 4 for 5 or 6? Must be happy with that spell.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I told the skipper from the start of the tournament that don't afraid to give me the ball, but he probably didn't take me serious. If I was him, I wouldn't take myself serious also, but it's good to get in a good performance somewhere or the other for the team. Must say well done. All
right, you guys also tend to struggle with the bat a bit, but 68, you think you're 69 for victory, you think you guys should be able to overhaul the target?
Yeah, we should. I'll bat the batsman any day to chase down 69 in 10 overs. Our batting have been the downfall for us in the tournament, but if you had given us this 69 runs, at the start, we would have definitely taken it. So I want to say well done.
All right, well, once again, congratulations to you, Desron, and all the best to Cinnamon for this match.
All right, thank you very much.
So that was Desron Maloney, confident Desron Maloney. 4 wickets in the innings and has their eyes set on picking up their second victory in the tournament. Back over to you, Stevenson.
Well, confident, and I must say rather modest too. There's nothing immodest about what he declared at all. So there he goes. He should walk back with a chip or 2 on his shoulder, and I think he should have maybe grow an inch or 2 with that sort of performance that he is displayed there. So Ginger Generals dismissed for 68. Just to go back to the scorecard, Milias was before to Buddy for 10. Johan Jeremiah was stump hazard of the bowling of Hippolyte, went for 6. Roland Cato was bowled by Taylor for 1. McDonald, that's Daniel McDonald, stump hazard, bowled Maloney for 19. Denroy Charles caught Andrew, bowled Narayan, 1. Charles, that's Samuel Charles, was caught Thomas of the bowling of Hippolyte for 8. Larry Edwards caught Athanase of Maloney for 10. Kimo Peter bowled Buddy without scoring. Javelin Paul caught Hazard, bowled Maloney 9. Reynold Charles stump Hazard, bowled Maloney, no score. And Nicholas Redhead was not out, no score. So extras were 4, pretty disciplined, just the 3 wides and 1 leg by, all out 68. Jonathan Taylor, 2 overs, picked up 1 for 14. Jamie Buddy, 2 overs, no maiden, 2 for 19. Hippolyte, 2 overs, no maiden, picked up 2 for 16. Micah Narayan 1 for 13 of 2, and Desron Maloney captured 4 for 5 of 1.5 overs. I don't think you're going to get any performance better than that in this tournament. So it means that the Cinnamon Pacers, well, they've got 69 for victory. They've got to get there in 10 overs, and I see no reason why they shouldn't eclipse this total.
Yes, I think they have done well in the field. The Cinnamon Pacers to just restricting the Ginger Generals to 68, and they would probably feel very confident going into the run chase.
So when Pacers go out there to bat, chasing a victory target of 68, we will be on hand to bring you the run chase.
The final weekend in the Dream 11 Spicer T10 2.0 cricket tournament fast approaches. And Grenada, it's time to fill the stands. This Saturday 16th and Sunday 17th April, it's the T10 playoffs. The top 4 teams will look to book their place in the grand final on Monday 18th April. Game times 11:45 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Saturday and Sunday matches $5 EC. The grand final Monday the 18th, $10. Bring the drums, count shell, coolers. It's the biggest stadium line, and catch all the action on this station. The Dream 11 Spicer T10 2.0 cricket tournament. Love the game.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Energy. The world runs on it every day.
Good morning. Welcome to Seoul.
Hi.
Hi.
And when we put the best of the Caribbean together with the energy we harness, everything runs so much smoother. Because at the end of the day, it's all about connecting people.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Seoul, wherever your journey begins.
The biggest and safest summer festival in the region, August 8th and 9th. Let's go to Grenada for Spice Mass. Call your booking agents and get your tickets today.
Focus, I can't wait for T10. I can't wait to enjoy myself in a stadium. Mama, show everything goes shall look at
I too have felt the impact of this pandemic and miss the days of being able.
And welcome back in this to this very interesting encounter here, where the Ginger Generals, of course, having an opportunity to really fight to see how well they can defend what really is an extraordinarily modest total. So here is the first ball. Arthurnes facing outside the off stump. Spar down to cover square. And there is no run. So Cinnamon Pacers. We'll see whether they'll be able to get that. Alec Arthurnes taking strike. Here is Denroy Charles in and bowls. And he's off the back foot. Hits that down to the deep mid-wicket area. They've gone for one. Didn't really go for the first run quickly. I think that was a flaw. Should have attacked the first run and then scamper back maybe for the second. But, you know, they decided to just settle for one. Shion Andrew comes in to strike, taking what looks to be a leg stump guard. Yes, that looks leggish from here. And here is once more Denny Charles moving in to bowl to Andrew. He is moving in now and bowls round the wicket. Andrew is having a big swing at that outside the off stump, misses everything and collected behind the stumps. Could see him, the intention really was to hit that down to the long off area. Then Roy Charles is in again and bowls, and he gets a short delivery that he tugs down to mid-wicket. He's off the mark is Andrew. He's now gone to one, and Cinnamon Pacers, they're two without loss. Need another 67 runs from 57 balls. That's the equation. Early days still, as it's once more Denroy Charles in and bowls, and he's lifting that over the long on fielder's head. That's going to go close to the boundary. They've gone for one, won't come back for the second. I guess it's just, you know, my initial criticism. I think they should be taking the first run quickly. Don't get the sense of urgency, John, with the first run.
Yes, quite true, Stevenson. There's no urgency in the running.
Charles to bowl to Andrew. Andrew is off the back foot and glides the ball just behind square on the offside. Can't score. So the first over yielding only 3. Good start here by the Generals. And at the end of one, Cinnamon Pacers, they're 3 without loss.
Yes, a good over by Charles, keeping the batsman relatively quiet. Both Arthurnes and Andrew really not showing no urgency. Maybe just thinking that it's only some 67 runs to get.
Yeah, we did talk about Brett Pereira this morning and the sort of services that he is given to the region. And very often, great people of distinction don't get the sort of honor that they deserve. And people like Reds Pereira should be getting what you might call, I would call it something like a gratuity for the rest of their lives. Because of the kind of service that they've given, when you have players, individuals giving practically 50 years of service to the number one sport, and the sport that has brought great economic benefits, not only to players, but the countries as a whole. You just got to recognize these individuals. Here is Javel St. Paul with the second over, moving in to bowl to Arthurnes, who is off the back foot and hits the ball out to extra cover. Might be a little bit disappointed with that. Probably didn't hit that with the sweetness of timing that he would have liked to. But got it out to short extra cover. Total remains on 3 without loss. A lot of chirping out there. Very vociferous and vocal players out there, especially those in the field restricting area, just urging and egging on St. Paul, who starts from just outside the circle and will begin to move into bowl to Alec Athanase, who is on 2, Cinnamon Pacers, 3 without loss. Athanase taps away at the crease. Here is St. Paul in now. Bowls to Athanase, who is getting a delivery down the leg side that he heaves over the deep mid-wicket area, deep backward square rather, and that's gone for 4 runs, dropped inside the line. But the intent was good. He just came inside the line. Look at how he came inside the line and just sort of helped us on his way over the backward square area down to the boundary for 4. He's gone to 6 and the total has gone to 7 without loss.
Yeah, bold shot by Athanas, just moving slightly towards off and getting the length and hitting it over for 4.
St. Paul in bowls to Athanase. Athanase looking to just sort of lose his shape. Somebody's going under the ball, will take the catch. Has he taken? No, he's dropped it. Oh my golly, they come back for the second run. That stayed eternity in the air, and the catch has been dropped there at backward point, and so Athanase got a life. It went high in the air, lost its shape, and just trying to make out the fielder there. Didn't quite catch who it was, but whatever the case is, the catch has been spilled, and the total they got 2 in the process is gone to 9 without loss. St. Paul wouldn't be happy about that at all. Absolutely not. So the square leg has been pushed right back on the boundary as St. Paul moves in now to bowl to Athanase, who is coming forward and lifting that down to the deep backward square boundary. They've gone for 1. They're going to come back for the second. No, the return comes in. So just a 1. Again, I felt that there was just this little opportunity for the second, but the first run was not really done very quickly. So 1 more to Athanas, who's gone to 9, and the total has moved on to 10 without loss. St. Paul goes back, turns from the top of his mark, and will begin to move in his 30 meters approach, and he's going to move into bowl to Sean Andrew this time. Here he is now, passing the umpire. He's there and bowls. Andrew's beaten by an absolute beauty. Pitched just about Midland leg, squared him up, and that ball just beat the bat. There was a little tentative push about it, went over the top of the middle stump. It looked from here, an absolute gem of a ball, and was collected behind the stumps.
Yes, a beautiful delivery there by St. Paul, really cutting the batsman Andrew, in half, and luckily for him he didn't get a touch to the keeper.
St. Paul again moves in to bowl to Andrew, who is coming forward and clipping the ball nicely through mid-wicket area. They've gone for 1. This time they would not come back for the second, because I could understand that. The ball traveling very quickly. The return came in. They got only 1, so 1 more to Andrew, who's gone now to 2. And the Pacers, they've gone to 11 without loss. 2 overs completed, 11 without loss, and St. Paul 8 runs yielding from that over.
Yes, a decent over there by St. Paul. Ginger Generals, not letting the Cinnamon Pacers get their way. They're bowling good areas, good line, and good length.
Yeah, John, you think that enough has been done for former players and former contributors and former administrators of the sport in the region? We'll discuss that. Here is Denroy Charles in bowls. It's in the air. Somebody is coming in for the catch. It's going to be taken. Yes, gone. Cut down at the long off area. Milius was down there standing up, waiting for it to come. And he didn't have to move very much. He just had to move a little bit to his left, I think, and judge it very well. The catch was taken, and taken high, I dare say. So the Cinnamon Pacers have lost a wicket, and they could have ill afford that one. So they must be pretty happy, the Ginger General, that Sean Andrew caught Milius down there at the long off area of the bowling of Charles. He is gone for 2, and Pacers there now 11 for 1, as Javid Hazard now comes in to replace the departed batsman.
Charles picking up the wicket of Andrew for some 5 runs and doing the job for the cinnamon strikers. I'm sorry, the Ginger Generals picking up the wicket.
So the batsman did cross while the ball was in the air, and so is Alec Athanas, who is going to be facing up to Charles. And to this delivery, he's outside the off stump and cutting well. And that ball is going to go over the boundary line now for 4. Outside the off stump, rocked on the back foot short. He's a good cutter, and he certainly cut that very well behind square, in front of square rather. Larry Edwards, of course, they're just maybe trying to cut that off, wasn't able to do that, and it went to the boundary for 4. So Athanas has gone to 13. It's now 15 for 1.
Yeah, a lovely shot by Athanas. Charles just giving him the whiff, and Athanas gladly accepting.
Charles once more to bowl to Athanas, who is hitting that.
Bowled.
He's bowled him. He was looking to hit that over mid wicket, and he missed everything, swinging across the line. And so he was comprehensively bowled. Look at how he's going to hit that across the line. Got an on the edge. That's what. Got an on the edge. Was not to the pitch of the ball. And so it cannoned onto the stump. Athanas, there goes. Bowled by Denroy Charles. He's gone for 13. And the Cinnamon Pacers, they've lost another wicket. They're 15 for 2.
Yeah, Athanas looking to hit this one over mid wicket. I think uncharacteristic really. The Athanas is such a touch player, and so early in the innings for him to be looking to go over mid wicket. But Charles picking up his 2nd wicket, and the Ginger Generals are making a match out of this small total.
Yeah, and Pacers seem to be making a meal while the Ginger Generals are making a match. Could I go back to the question I asked you?
Yeah. I think a lot more could have been done. A lot more can be done. You tend to find that a lot of people have been recognized after they have passed, and it's good to see that people like Reds have been recognized while they still can receive the awards. But it's something that some thought can be given to.
Charles to Maloney, who turns it up to mid wicket. And they've hustled for 1. They're not going to come back for the 2nd. There was some sort of interest by Hazard, but neglected there by Maloney, who saw the danger involved and quite rightly sent him back. So he's off the mark, Maloney, and the total has gone to 16 for 2.
Yes, so I think that when you have served, and you have served for quite a long time, the recognition is, you would appreciate it. And I think the governments, the West Indies board, and the other agencies can really make a contribution.
I certainly do agree with you. Charles bowls, and Hazard is beaten by an absolute beauty, but the ball goes down to 3rd man. They will come back for the 2nd. We'll wait with interest to see what the umpire signals. Well, he doesn't signal, which means that he got a nick onto that one. Just sort of turned him around a bit, and he got 2. Has a shot in the dark, it was. He's off the mark, and the total has gone to 18 for 2. We've got an outstanding late gentleman. I'm going to tell you about him. Moves in once more, bowls, and Hazard comes forward and drives the ball down to long on, gets a comfortable single, 1 more to his total. Total has now gone on to 19. Well, he'll be actually taking strike. The over comes to an end. It's 19 for 2. But we did have one of the outstanding cricketers and former groundsman here at the National Stadium. Well, it wasn't the National Stadium then. The late Seppi Lacrette, who spent almost 50 years of his life working at various capacities here at the Queen's Park ground, as we called it back then. The chief curator, who produced some of the most outstanding wickets that you can think about over the years. And he passed on several years ago, and his wife also passed on a few years ago, and then his son also passed on. So these were people who really gave tremendous So Maloney will go down and have a little word with him. Maybe trying to tell him just use a little bit of the angle, rotate the strike, not trying to hit it too hard. That's what he's been guilty of. As Edward is in and bowls to Hazard. Hazard is opening the face of the bat, glides the ball down to short third man, but no run there, still 19 for 2. So this has been a very good over so far by Edward. Struggling there is Hazard. Edward again now and bowls to Hazard, who is off the back foot and turned this one up to mid-wicket. They've hustled for one. They're coming back for the second. The return comes into the keeper's end. And he had only one stump to look at. And they were really careening coming back for the second run. Just got there in the end. So 2 more to Hazard. He'll be very happy with the production of that shot. Here's the final delivery coming up by Edward. In now to bowl to Hazard, who to this delivery is off the back foot. He should have been coming forward. And that's where he turned out to be very cramped there. Should have been using his feet, maybe getting to the pitch of the ball, but he waited onto the back foot and then tried to chop it. The over comes to an end, and at the end of the over, well, Maloney is going to be taking strike. He's on 1. Hazard is 5. 21 for 2 Cinnamon Pacers.
Yeah, an excellent over by Larry Edwards. Just conceding only 2 runs, and Hazard really struggling against the left-arm spin of Larry Edwards. I think the Junior Generals has done a fantastic job to restrict the Cinnamon Pacers for just 21 of the 4 overs.
Yes, they've done a great job, which means the Generals need 48 of 36. And I don't think they're going to march the way the Generals are going to march the way to that. It doesn't look that way. I think they're going to really have to struggle and fight and use all their skill and acumen and gumption to get there. So Reynald Charles is being called into the attack, and he's going to be bowling to Desron Maloney, who picked up 4 wickets in the General's inning. Here's a delivery that brings him forward. Is Maloney pushes the ball up to a short extra cover, but can't score. Cato comes around rather quickly and picks the ball up. Again is Charles in, ball to Maloney, who's off the back foot and hits the ball down to the sweeper position. Hits it rather hard down there and gets a single. There is a sweeper right back, sweeping, cleaning up down there. So 1 more to Maloney. He's gone to 2. Hazard, who's been struggling, comes into strike. Is 22 for 2. All the 2s. As here is Charles in, bowls to Hazard. Hazard is just opening the face of the bat and lights the ball down to third man. Reddit comes off the boundary rather. Well, not off the boundary, just outside the circle. And the batsmen have time to cross for a single. So Hazard is 5, Maloney is 2, taking strike now. Hazard, here's Charles Bowl, and he's lifting that, rather hitting that down to the deep mid-wicket area, and they've taken only 1. Will you believe this? Oh my golly, can't believe this. There certainly were 2 runs there, no question about it, but they just ambled a single. Well, 24 for 2. Here he is now, comes in, bowls to Hazard. Hazard is looking to swing a wide down to backward square, doesn't make contact, and the ball just meandering out on the onside. The keeper coming around from behind the stump picks the ball up and sends it back. Here once more is Reynald Charles in and bowls to Hazard. Hazard's trying to make room outside the leg stump and cuts the ball down to Edwards there at backward point, but can't score. Total remains on 25 for 2. Would this be a dot ball by Reynald Charles in and bowls to Hazard? Hazard is lifting that. That's a fine shot. No, that's a lovely shot. Straight hit down the ground. Guilty of overpitching. Went right under it and lifted it, just losing himself off the shackles there. So he's now gone to 12 of that big blow. And Cinnamon Pacers, they're 31 for 2.
Yes, a lovely shot by Hazard. The bowler just missing the line a little bit, and Hazard just freeing his hands there and hitting this one over long on for a magnificent 6.
Just going back on some of the other outstanding individual, Tyrone Sampat Harbin, former middle order batsman for the Grenada team. People like Richard McIntyre, former gloveman, and batted, I think, about number 7, played some good decent knocks for Grenada back then. So here once more is a new over by Edward, in and bowls to Maloney. Maloney's giving himself room off the back foot and drives the ball down to the deep extra cover area, gets a single, one more to his total. He is now gone on to 4, and the total is pushed on to 32 for 3. Edward once more in to bowl to Hazard this time, and he is wrapped on the pad. There is an appeal for leg before, not with any great sense of conviction there. Larry Edward just looking back at the umpire and saying, how's that? And not out signal by the umpire. The total remains on 32 for 4, and they require some 37 of 28. Here once more is Edward in and bowls. Hazard off the back foot, hits the ball out to cover, and they get a single. I think very early they decided they were going to take off. The response was good and early enough. No danger involved. One more to Hazard, who's gone to 13, 33 for 2. And Maloney now comes into strike. Maloney is 4. He is there now. Edward bowled to Maloney. Maloney is looking to tug that down to maybe down to deep long on. Just made contact. Might have been on the edge. Yes, the umpire said that was on the edge. Didn't signal that what I mean. So one more to Maloney's total. It's gone to 5. Total has gone to 34 for 2. Hazard, who is 13, hit a big blow earlier on. He is taking strike once more from Edward. He's been very economical so far. Will come now from over the wicket. Left arm orthodox. Over the wicket. And bowls to Hazard. Hazard looking to sweep that. Does so well. Down to the deep backward square area. Gets a single. Return comes in. One more to Hazard. He played that rather nicely. He's got to 14. Total has moved on now to 35 for 2. 34 needed of 25. Here is once more Edward in and bowls to Maloney this time, who's just looking to turn the ball out on the onside. Wide signal by the umpire. That was just too far down the leg side. So extras now move on to 2, and the total has gone to 36 for 2. He's in again. Edwards there and bowls to Maloney, who comes forward and drives the ball neatly up to long off and would get a comfortable single as Thomas comes off the boundary. So that completes the over. A good 2 overs there by Edward. Bowled 2 overs, no made, none for 8. His skipper couldn't want a better bowling performance than that. 6 overs gone.
Larry Edwards really doing the business for the Ginger Generals. Just some 8 runs of his 2 overs. So good going there by Larry Edwards. Stevenson with 4 overs remaining and still 32 required. Are we going to see excellent finish, or we might see a super over or something?
Well, we haven't seen a super over yet, have we?
Yes.
Oh, we had one. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, we had one. So here is Charles. Charles is going to be bowling to Maloney. Maloney gets a short delivery that he goes back to and cuts the ball down to the sweeper position, gets a single. He's now gone on by 1 to 6. Total's gone to 37 for 2, and they required 31 from 23. That's the equation. Here he is again. That's Charles in this time to bowl to Hazard. Hazard is tugging that ball down to long on. One more to his total. They just would need a boundary or 2 to be a little safe here. Cinnamon Pacers, they require 30 from 22. Singles would not do it. Here once more is Charles in to bowl to Maloney, who is turning the ball up to mid-wicket. Will get a comfortable single. So one more to his total. One more to Maloney's total is gone to 8. Total has gone to 42. 42 for 2. They require 29 of 21. Here once more is Charles in and bowls to Hazard. Hazard is pulling that ball down to the deep mid-wicket area. Well, the boundary avoided. One more to his total. which has now gone on to 16. 41 for 2, brings back Maloney. So they've been rotating the strike, which is good. But they will need to get a boundary or two here and there. As Charles once more in to bowl to Maloney. Maloney is hitting that down to the deep extra cover area, wideish long off rather, and they get a single. So one more to his total. Maloney has gone to 9. So 5 singles already in this over, which is not really bad. So Charles will have to see how we can just stem this, make sure it's not a bad delivery. He's there now on balls, and he is gliding the ball down to third man. Redhead does good job, really good job in coming across and diving to his left. So 6 singles coming off the over. Over number 7 has come to an end. 7 overs gone, 43 for 2. So they're scoring at 6.14 runs per over, and they require some 26 of 18.
Yeah, so the Ginger Generals keeping things relatively quiet here. Cinnamon Pacers really haven't, the innings really haven't taken off as much as they would like. Just requiring some 26 runs off the last 18 balls. I think it's going to be touch and go.
Yeah, they need to score at 8.67. They don't want that to get above the 10 mark at all, but obviously Nicholas Redhead would have other things in mind. So the spinners have been doing pretty well in the tournament, haven't they, John?
Yes, definitely, Stevenson. The spinners have certainly held their own against most of the batsmen.
Yeah, they've certainly held their own very well. They've done well. They're the triumvirate. They're having a discussion with Nicholas Redhead. Cato is there also. Of course, they're planning out their strategy as to what should be done. And so Cato is going to send the squarish cover, the point. Well, he's going to bring him to extra cover. And then there's the sweeper. I think Edwards is going to go right back on the deep squarish cover boundary, backward point rather. There's a third man inside the circle, extra cover. 2 fielders are sweeping, one a deep backward point and a deep conventional cover. Then there is a mid-off, mid-on, deep mid-wicket, square leg, and there is a fielder just in the circle, that fine leg. Here is Redhead in now to bowl to Hazard. Hazard is lifting that in the air. Somebody's going under it. Will the catch be taken? Don't tell me he took that. Absolutely wonderful. It was a great diving catch. Well, I've seen so many catches which were supposed to be dollies that were not taken. This time Hazard was looking to heave that maybe over extra cover. The ball took the outer portion of the bat and went down to the third man area. The catch was taken down there by Denroy Charles, who had to lunge forward, took an absolute blinder. That was a scream, a great catch. And so Cinnamon Pacers, they've lost another wicket. Javed Hazard has got to go for 17. It's now 43 for 3.
An excellent catch by the fielder on the deep backward point boundary. And kudos to the captain, Cueto, and Redhead. We could have seen the adjustment made in the field, and that fielder was placed strategically at that backward point position, and just running in and taking in a very smart catch, bringing in the batsman now, the Narayan, the captain. He would have to play a captain's innings.
Yeah, Daniel McDonald, in fact, was the one taking up the catch. Here is Redhead in now, both to Narayan, who is pulling that down to the deep backward square area. That was a bad delivery. Got the treatment it deserved. That's 4.
Yeah, Maloney. Maloney helping himself to 4 runs. Redhead just pitching short and down the leg side, and Maloney just helping himself to 4.
Yes, it was short, ill-directed down the leg side, and he got inside the line. It was a juicy short delivery that he pulled behind square. Maloney is now gone on to 13. I beg your pardon if I said it was Narayan, my fault, my flaw. And of course, I've got to remind myself every now and again it's very human to err.
Yeah, we're right.
We all wish we could be perfect. Can't be. We do wish that, but we're not. Here is Redhead, moves in once more. This time, of course, again to bowl to Maloney. Maloney is getting a delivery outside the arm stump. Going to be signaled wide by the umpire outside the line of caution and collected behind the stumps. So the equation now, 21 of 16, that's gettable. I think that 4 that was struck down to backward square there was a very crucial 4. The wicket was also crucial, so it's kind of like even Stevens here. Redhead one for 5, and he's going to move in once more to bowl to Maloney. He's just about there now, and bowls, and Maloney clips that nicely, just in forward of square of the umpire. Gets an easy single. So one more to Maloney, who's now gone on to 14. Brings Micah Narayan into strike, who's yet to score. 49 for 3. They require 20 of 15.
Yeah, just 20 runs required from the last 15 deliveries. I think the Cinnamon Pacers would be relishing the opportunity to take this one home.
Who's going to win this one, John?
Cinnamon Pacers.
Okay. Let's see how it's going to go. Here's Redhead moving in now to bowl to Mike Narayan, the new batsman. He's in and bowls, and Narayan is hitting that down to the long on area. Will the catch be taken? Cato takes the catch right on the boundary line. He caught it in a rather simple, nonchalant manner. And so Narayan, who was looking to heave the ball over the boundary line, the intention maybe was good. The execution was not. Narayan goes, cut down there on the long on boundary, and he did not get off the mark. No score. He's got a duck. And the Cinnamon Pacers, they've lost another wicket. It's 49 for 4 as he goes. Darren Hippolyte now comes in.
Captain Narayan walking back, quite dejected, not scoring today, just presenting an easy catch in the end.
Yes.
To Roland Cato on the boundary, and 49 now for 4, still requiring some 20 runs, and as they go deeper into the innings, and it's a little more difficult for the batsmen coming lower down. I think Ginger Generals will be sensing a chance to win there today.
Yeah. Well, Micah Narayan must have said, oh, if I'd only hit that just a wee bit harder, just a wee bit harder. When Cato took the catch, he was just about 1.5 feet inside the line. That's how close it was. But he judged it well and was very composed and took a lovely, lovely catch. So, 49 for 4. 20 required of 14. The new batsman is Darren Hippolyte, as I told you. Redhead has picked up 2 wickets, and he's moving in now to bowl to Hippolyte. The field rather spread as he leans forward. He's got this lovely Alan Donald-like approach. He's in now and bowls to Hippolyte. Hippolyte looking to push the ball maybe down to third man, doesn't make contact. Keeper collects the ball behind the stumps. So the total remains on 49 for 4. Everybody is being admonished there to stay on their toes. Cinnamon Pacers. Well, we've got a match on hand here. 13 of 20. John Eugene says that the Pacers are going to win. I say the Generals will. Let's see who's going to get this one right. We don't know, but it's just a bit of guessing. Here he is once more. He's ready in and bowls to Hippolyte. Hippolyte comes forward, drives the ball up to extra cover. Now they've hustled for one. Are they going to come back for the second? No. Good coverage there by Cato. He really ran across very quickly. Covered about 20 yards to his right. Very quickly indeed. So if they thought about going back for the second, couldn't really. And I think that's what they wanted, to restrict the batsman to 1, so that Maloney, who has been there for quite some time, so that he will not get the strike. And I think they succeeded in doing that.
Yes, Akito running around the boundary, picking up and giving a good throwback to the keeper, restricting the batsman to just one. And 19 runs from the last 12 deliveries at a run rate of just 9.5. Um, I still think that the Cinnamon Pacers are they nose ahead a little bit, but the Ginger Generals will have other ideas.
I think the listeners and the viewers would realize by now that if John says one thing, I'm going to go against what he says. So let's see who is going to come out the victor here this afternoon in this little guessing situation we got here in the commentary booth. Pacers 50 for 4. As here is St. Paul moving in now to bowl to Hippolyte. Hippolyte is coming forward, drives the ball out to extra cover. Can't pierce the extra cover field as Cato is there doing human service for his team. Cinnamon Pacers 50 for 4 as they have a little bit of a mid-wicket conversation, these two, that Maloney and Hippolyte. I think Maloney may be saying to Hippolyte, hey, just give me the strike. There are gaps there. Here he is now in and bowls to Hippolyte, who hits that down to the deep mid-wicket boundary. It stayed quite some time in the air, couldn't feel it down there, couldn't turn it into a catch. So he's gotten one. He's now moved on to 2. Hippolyte. Maloney is there. He's on 14. 51 for 4. They require 18 from 10. 18 from 10. What's needed in this over is a boundary. Whether it's a 4 or a 6, it's important if they're going to see themselves home, the Pacers, and if they're going to prove John Eugene right. They must have a couple of boundaries. The rotation by singles would not really do it. 51 for 4. Here is St. Paul. St. Paul moves into bowl to Maloney, who tugs that down to the deep mid-wicket boundary. That's going to go away for 4. Well, that's not where he really wanted to hit it. I think he wanted to hit it much straighter, and he got it down to the widest mid-wicket boundary, took it from outside the off stump, and went down to the mid-wicket boundary forward. You know by now, if you're not hearing the little giggle coming through the microphone, that John is killing himself laughing in here, because he's just saying, well, it looks as though I'm gonna get this right. 14 needed from 9. Here he is once more in. That's St. Paul. He's there on both of Maloney. Maloney is looking to hit that down to the mid-off area. Will the catch be taken? Has it been taken? No. Dropped. And they go for the single. It was a real despairing effort there from extra cover. It really ran very quickly, trying to see if he could turn that into a catch. And it was spilled, but you can't fail him for the effort there. That's Cato. And in the end, they got a single. Hippolyte comes into strike. He's on 2. They need 13 from 8. As here once more is St. Paul coming in now to bowl to Hippolyte. Let's see what he's going to do with this one. Hippolyte gets a slower delivery that he pushes up to deep extra cover. There is a call of 1. Edwards comes in very quickly, prevented the batsman from crossing for the second run. So, good all-round cricket in the end there. Ball played with soft hand. And so one more to Hippolyte. He's gone to 3. Maloney, who is 19, comes in to strike. Total 57 for 4. 12 needed of 7. It's been a pretty decent over so far from St. Paul, except the boundary that came struck through mid-wicket from a full toss as he moves in from his longish approach. In now and bowls to Maloney. Maloney gets a slow delivery that he seeks to run down to third man and didn't make contact. No, he didn't make contact, and the keeper didn't try to shy at his end. The scamper for what turned out to be a bye, was it?
Yes, a bye, yes.
So the over came to an end, and so 6 balls are there to get 11 runs. John Eugene is still smiling, but I don't think the smile is as huge as it was, let's say, 4 deliveries ago, 58 for 4.
Stevenson, the Cinnamon Pacers really making a heavy work of 60, 69 runs to win. Uh, I don't think they have helped their cause by the way they run between the wicket.
No.
Yeah, they were very casual about the running.
Ones that they should have turned into twos didn't take the opportunity at all. So it's either Nicholas Redhead going to be a villain or a hero for the Ginger Generals. Will he be a hero or a villain? We'll have to wait and see. He's bowling the final over. Moves in now to bowl to Maloney. Maloney hits that down to the mid-wicket area. Now they've hustled for one. They're going to come back for the second. The return comes into the keeper's end. Not the best in the world. Maloney was striding home like an express train on the New York subway and just managed to get there, beating the throw. They called for two very early. And if they had done that, like how, early on in the innings, then they may not have had to be struggling so now.
Yeah, I think they lost about 10 additional run where they could have run two, and they
Yes.
just ambled a single, and you could see the urgency in this last delivery.
Opportunity lost may never be regained, they say. They require 9 from 5. Here is Redhead. Moves in now with the number 6 jockeying on his back. He's there now and bowls to Maloney. Maloney hits it straight back down to ground. They've gone for one. Are they going to come back for the second this time? The return comes in to the keeper's end, rather quickly released. And they could not go back for the second run. So they got one, hit straight down the ground, but couldn't pierce the field. Two fielders were converging on it. So restricting the bowler, the batsman to 1, 61 for 4. As Dion Hippolyte comes in to strike, they require 8 from 4. 8 from 4. This is a very interesting contest here. This is the final over. They need 8 runs from 4 legal deliveries. Nicholas Redhead just pacing up and down there as he moves in, this time to bowl to Hippolyte. He's there now and bowls to Hippolyte. Hippolyte is getting a full toss that he hits down to long on. They won't come back for the second. Just a single. So Jeremiah coming off the long on boundary there rather smartly, quickly, preventing the batsman from coming back for the second run. He attacked the run very quickly, did the right thing. Maloney is 22. He'll be taking strike. 7 from 3 balls. They need a boundary. I can tell you that they need a boundary. If they don't hit a boundary here, then Paul John Eugene will be given a rueful smile.
Yeah.
Well, there is a short third man, 2 sweepers on the boundary. Extra cover, long off, long on, mid-wicket, right back on the boundary. Then there's a square leg, and the fine leg is inside the circle, so he's got to be careful. That's Redhead not to spurt the ball down. Don't spray down the leg side. He moves in once more to bowl to Maloney. Let's see what he's going to do with this ball. Bowls to Maloney. Maloney hits that. Oh, he's gone. It's gone. That's a huge blow. That's 6 runs. He's guilty of overpitching. Got under it and lifted it sweetly over long on. 6 runs. And so that's a little bit of release of tension there. Oh, my golly. What a big blow that. 68 for 4, 68 for 4. Oh, well, dear me, dear me. They didn't expect that 6 run was going to be it. I don't even think that John Eugene expected that. The score is now level. The score is level. This game of cricket, they say it's a game of glorious uncertainty, and quite right. That cliche is going to remain there for quite a long time to come. Score is level, and I think there are little doubt as who is going to win this one now. 2 deliveries to go. 2 deliveries to go. Just a 1 run to score. And the fielders have now come in. Early on, just a delivery before, everybody was basically spread. Now they're inside the circle, seeking to save 1. So he has an opportunity to go over the boundary line. Let's see what's going to happen. Redhead, are you going to be a hero or villain? Moves in now and balls to Maloney. Maloney opens the face of the bat, glides the ball down to third man. That's going to go all the way. That's 4 runs. Well, they've won this game. The Cinnamon Pacers, yes, it was a little bit tight outside the off stump. and he opened the face of the bat and squirted the ball down to the backward point area. Over the boundary line, it went for 4. And John Eugene just nodding in approval as if to say, Stevenson have won you. Cinnamon Pacers, they've won by 6 wickets, 72 for 4. And that man Maloney scored a lovely play at 32 when it really needed. And don't forget, he picked up 4 wickets.
Yes, a good win here in the end by the Cinnamon Pacers. Desron Maloney ending on 32, and a good win by the Cinnamon Pacers based on the type of tournament that they have. Really coming on good today and playing a very good game. The Ginger Generals really didn't come off today. The batting struggled throughout the innings, and they try desperately to restrict the Cinnamon Pacers, but in the end losing out to the Ginger Generals.
Yes, so the Cinnamon Pacers, they've won, and they have won by 6 wickets with 1 ball to spare. 1 ball to spare. Well, what a match we had on hand. Nice to have something tantalizingly close, but the Generals, they have to at least accept defeat here in this match. And let's see how we can go through the scorecard while we'll wait for the Man of the Match award. So Arthur Nez was bowled by Charles for 13. Sean Andrew was caught Milius of the bowling of Charles for 2. Javid Hazard was caught McDonald of the bowling of Redhead for 17. Desmond Maloney, not out 32 of 19. Micah Narayan was caught Cato down on the long on boundary of the bowling of Redhead without scoring, and Hippolyte not out 4. So the extras were 4, 3 wides, and 1 leg by. 72 for 4 of 9.5 overs. They won and won by a very narrow margin, so to speak. It came down to the final 2 deliveries so that Desmond Maloney could hit that ball down to backward point for 4, 72 for 4. So Charles, that Denmark Charles, 2 overs, no maidens, picked up 2 for 11. Travel St. Paul, none for 15 of 2. Larry Edwards, none for 8 of 2, bowled very well. Ronald Charles, none for 16 of 2. Nicholas Redhead, 1.5 overs. He picked up 2 for 22, bowled the final over, and that turned out to be a very crucial, critical final over. That was, in the end, Desmond Maloney just quirting a ball down to backward point there for 4. So we know, of course, that there are little question as to who the man of the match will be as we go downstairs now to Kerry Frank, of course, who is going to, of course, introduce us to the man of the match. Kerry.
All right, thank you very much, Pastor Warm. We're here with the post-match ceremony. We have umpire Roger Davis. I will ask him now to make the presentation of Desron Maloney, player of the match. 4 for 5, the best figures in the tournament by any bowler, and 32 not out to help his team across the line. And Desron, just a few words with you again. Doing it with both bat and ball to get the second victory for Cinnamon Pacers.
As I said before, it's always good to get good performance in to help your team over the line. In the tournament, I think one of the reasons why the result doesn't really go in our favor, because batting is my first choice. Is what I'm specializing in, and I really fall short in the batting up front. And to get a good performance in, regardless of the time, it's an honor to be here.
From the sidelines, you could have seen that you were pacing yourself to bat through right through the inning. Was that a plan for you to be there at the end?
Yeah, with just 69 runs to win, just over run a ball. I know once I bat it to the end, then I'll get my team over the line. So it was just a matter of having people just staying with me and keeping the strike rate.
All right, well, Desron, once again, congratulations, and we want to wish Cinnamon Pacers the best in the next few matches ahead.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, so Pastor Om, that was the player of the match, Desron Maloney of the Cinnamon Pacers.
So Desron Maloney of the Cinnamon Pacers there being awarded the man of the match, and quite rightly too. He did very well and performed more than creditably well, and in fact picked up 4 wickets for 4 wickets in his spell for 5 and scored 32 not out.
Yeah, a good all-round performance by Maloney, collecting the man of the match award. A very good performance.
So the news is Cinnamon Pacers, they've won by 6 wickets, and we await our 2:30 encounter between Bayleaf Blasters and Clove Challengers. That begins at 2:30, and that's just under an hour or so from now. And of course, we will be on hand to bring you the broadcast. Let's see whether that match will create the sort of excitement as the first match did. Until then, just maybe enjoy whatever you're doing, and we come back here for the 2:30 match.
The final weekend in the Dream 11 Spicer T10 2.0 cricket tournament fast approaches. And Grenada, it's time to fill the stands. This Saturday 16th and Sunday 17th April, it's the T10 playoffs. The top 4 teams will look to book their place in the grand final on Monday 18th April. Game times 11:45 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Saturday and Sunday matches $5 EC. The grand final Monday the 18th, $10. Bring the drums, count shell, coolers. It's the biggest stadium line and catch all the action on this station. The Dream 11 Spicer T10 2.0 cricket tournament. Love the game.
Imagine